The tree was gone. So why was something still speaking? Emeka didn't sleep that night. His son's words kept replaying in his head. He said, "You should not have cut it." Who was he? And how could anyone be standing by a tree that no longer existed? Slowly, Emeka stood up and walked outside. The night was quiet. Too quiet. The empty land where the tree once stood looked normal. But something felt wrong. Then, a sudden cold wind brushed past him, and he heard it. A whisper. Low, faint, but clear. "You broke it. But you did not end it." Emeka froze. His heart began to pound, because that voice was not human. By morning, Emeka had made up his mind. He went straight to his mother. This time, he wasn't asking. He was demanding answers. "Mama, what was that tree really?" "Mama," Emeka looked at him for a long time. Then she sighed deeply. "The tree was not the problem," she said quietly. Emeka's chest tightened. "It was a seal." "Silence." "A seal," he repeated. She nodded slowly. "That tree was planted by our ancestors, not for power, but for control." Her voice trembled. There was something tied to this family, something dangerous, something that demanded sacrifice. Emeka's hands began to shake. "And the tree?" he asked. "It kept it bound," she said. The room went cold. Then she looked straight into his eyes. "And you have just set it free." Everything changed after that. The peace they thought they had disappeared. Their son started acting strange again, but this time, it was different. He wasn't weak. He was aware. Sometimes he would sit alone and talk to someone no one could see. Other times, he would laugh at nothing. One evening, Emeka heard him whisper, "He's always here now." That was when fear truly entered the house. Not sickness, not confusion. Fear. Emeka called the pastor immediately. When he arrived and heard everything, his face went pale. "You shouldn't have cut it without knowing everything," he said. Emeka snapped. "You told me to destroy it." The pastor shook his head. "I told you it was the root of the problem, but I didn't know it was also a prison." Silence filled the room. Then the pastor said something that changed everything. "If it has been released, then there is only one way to end this." Emeka leaned forward. "What do we do?" The pastor looked at him seriously. "You must finish what your ancestors started." That night, they returned to the village, not with fear, but with a decision to end it, for good. They went back to the same spot where the tree once stood. But this time, the atmosphere was different. Darker, heavier. It felt like something was waiting. The pastor began to pray, louder than before, stronger than before. Then suddenly, the wind roared violently. Dust rose into the air, and Emeka saw it, not clearly, but enough. A shadow, standing exactly where the tree used to be. Tall, still, watching him. A voice echoed again. "This bloodline belongs to me." Emeka's fear almost broke him, but then he remembered his son, his family, everything he almost lost, and something inside him changed. He stepped forward. "No," he said firmly, "it ends today." The pastor shouted, "Break the covenant." Emeka didn't fully understand what to do, but he knew one thing. This wasn't just about a tree, it was about a choice, a decision. He fell to his knees, and for the first time in his life, he prayed with everything inside him. "I reject every agreement made before me. I break every connection. My family is free." The wind grew louder. The ground seemed to shake. The shadow moved. Closer, closer. Then, a loud cry filled the air. Not from any human, not from anything normal. And suddenly, everything stopped. Silence. Deep, complete silence. The heavy feeling was gone, completely gone. The pastor slowly lowered his hands. "It's finished," he said quietly. Emeka stood there, breathing heavily, not fully understanding what just happened, but feeling it. Peace, real peace. Back home, everything changed for good. Their son returned to normal. No more strange voices, no more fear, no more shadows, just life, simple, peaceful life. One evening, Emeka sat outside again, but this time, there was no fear in his eyes, only understanding. His wife joined him quietly, and he said something he would never have said before. "Some battles are hidden, but they are real." He looked at his son playing happily, then added softly, "But no matter how deep it goes, it can end." The past was gone, the chain was broken, and for the first time in generations, that family was truly free.